I've had a challenge. This just really twigs me because it's about moving out. And it's a Dear Doctor's Desert Bus, which I'm like, wow, that hasn't come up a lot. The Dear Doctor's thing. Yeah, we don't hear about that often anymore. So Dear Doctor's Desert Bus, what is something you tell someone moving out for the first time? Like, I actually need some advice. So the two things I'd lead with is prep a roll of toilet paper for yourself. Because you do not know if the place that you're going is going to have a roll or not. And generally, you leave a courtesy roll when you move out of a place.
In Canada at least, there's usually a courtesy roll left behind.
I've always done a minimum of 2, one on the roll and then one like under a counter.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Just in case, you know.
You don't know how long they're going to be until they can get to it. Yeah.
What if they have friends helping them move in and they use the bathroom first and just?
It's a good point. But the other thing I would say is that if you know you're going to be moving out, you have some time. I have no idea how much you're taking, but it is your first time. But pack a bag like you're going on a trip. Do that first. Have things that you're setting aside for that reason. And even if that means like all your toiletries and stuff like that, pack that and then put that aside and then work out of that bag. So if you're going to take a few days to move and do whatever, obviously you're going to generate dirty clothes, like that kind of stuff, that's fine. But if your toiletries and stuff are in one place and you have to keep taking them out, treat your house like it's a hotel at this point. Keep like moving stuff back and forth, because then when it comes time for you to leave, you know that all your stuff that you need for the first night that you're at your new place is in your bag. If that means you need special sheets, if that means that you need like clean underwear and socks, you've got a few of those already in there waiting on you. Medication and stuff. You always know you're moving that stuff maybe back and forth, but you know you're working out of one spot.
I mean, the more preparation you can do before you move, and whether that be labeling your boxes or packing like things together, it just makes everything so much easier in the long run.
When you are moving in, if your friends are helping you, task someone with making your bed.
Oh,
I never
like
thought
assembling
that.
your bed.
Yeah, assembling your bed.
Yeah.
Make sure that it's like the last thing you want to do is finish unpacking everything or finish moving in and then have to look at your mattress, which is propped up against a wall, and you have to assemble the frame.
Yeah.
And then you have to find your sheets. Then you have to find your pillows.
That's what our friend Funko did, actually.
Oh, yeah.
The first thing he did, he said, was he set up his bed and then his desk and computer, because those are the two things he knows he's going to want.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like moving is, it's not necessarily difficult, but it's harder than you think it will be almost always. And even if it's very easy, it's going to be a little taxing on you. So just having those, like, the simple comfort of being able to, like, into bed at the end of the day, very important.
Also, like, it's okay if it takes longer than it was supposed to, and it's okay if things get misplaced, you'll find them later. Like, one of the things that I did when I first moved, and be it was a stressful situation, but you just take a breath, because I think that's one of the biggest things about moving is everyone's always in a rush to do everything. So like Brett said, is prepare prior, and if something goes wrong, it's okay, because you can correct it.
Yeah.
Deep breaths.
Yeah.
Just keep moving.
Someone said, maybe having a cup of tea is very important to you. So maybe have your kettle higher up in your boxes than you would think, right? Or your coffee pot.
And you have it written on the box, this is where that is.
Yeah.
Most use stuff at the bottom, most use stuff at the top, go from there.
And realistically, too, a big thing of moving into a new house is making that space yours as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
There's a baseline assumption that the word boxes has come up. I would emphasize that boxes are important. You will need more boxes than you think you will. You want the boxes to close on the top so you can stack them. And for the love of God, tape the bottom of your boxes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Duct
God.
tape them.
You know what?
Preet will live in infamy for not taping his boxes, and I will name him and shame him every time.
You know what? I had to move a few times, and I gave up on boxes. I took $100 and I cleaned Walmart and Canadian Tire out of Rubbermaids.
Plastic bins.
wow.
Yes. Cam, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Giant rubber, like these plastic bins, right, with the clip sides?
Yeah, the clip
Yep,
sides.
yep.
And I got shallow ones for my books, because books weigh a lot more than you think they do.
Yeah.
And then I got deep ones for everything else, like clothes and like
Pillows and sheets.
And the best part about them is that they stack up and they go into your storage area. and they take up like virtually no space once they're all empty.
So I have a captain's bed. And for those people who don't know what that means, apparently what it means is that it has drawers built into the platform,
Oh,
Right.
okay.
right? Which I love because it's additional space.
I
You know,
did not know this would be called.
I had a waterbed for many years, and it has drawers along one side. I wish my grandfather built it for me, and I wish he had built it drawers on both sides. But one set of drawers was always like not accessible. But I wish that he had built them in anyway. Anyway, what I've done when I move is everything that's in those drawers, usually like underwear, socks, like shorts, other things that you maybe don't wear. I take the drawer out, I cover it in Saran wrap,
Oh.
then I shove it back in.
That's so smart.
That's awesome.
And then what I do is when I stand the bed up, I Saran wrap the whole bed so the drawers don't come out.
So you just packed and packed. That's great.
Yeah, and it's great because then when people are moving it, it's like I don't have to worry about where my clothes are because there's only some light clothes spread out in like a few different areas. Same with when I move my dressers. Like I have very strong men who are moving my dressers, and the clothes in my dressers are not as heavy as the dresser is. So just wrap the drawers, then wrap the drawers into the dresser, and be like, please move that and leave it standing right up.
Vacuum bags are your friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Something that,
And
sorry.
packing up will always take more time than you think it will. Not because you're inefficient or anything, but you'll pack up all your books, you'll pack up all your movies or whatever, all your clothes, and stuff will just keep coming out of drawers
Yeah.
forever, right? And that just surprises you with the number of little sundry things that you own, right?
And don't be afraid to throw them away.
Oh yeah.
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 It's hard,
It-
but
it's hard, but it's okay.
Everyone should make 3 piles of whatever they're packing, and that is 1 to keep, 1 to donate, and then 1 to just make disappear into the same.
Mhm.
As I said, the person did mention for the first time, moving out for
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that, like, advice is going to change if you're moving into a communal situation where you have, a small bit of space and a bunch of roommates. If you're moving out, the luxury of straight on your own. If you're moving in with someone else.
Oh, and distance, I guess. Would,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to, like, there's the living out of a suitcase. There's the, I always have, like, if I'm reassembling furniture,
yeah.
tools and all of the bits and pieces are, like, the second bag. And the third one is the box that is the toilet paper, cleaning supplies, tea, and coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Mhm.
Those are, like, the first, but the things, like, if you're on your own, things you might not think that you'll need, a decent knife, a small pot and a large pot, a kettle, they'll get you most of the way there.
Yeah.
Um,
When we moved moon bases, we took all the shelves down, and when we did, we put all of we put all the hardware for the shelves to hang because there were all those floating shelves you can get from IKEA. We put all the hardware into a baggie, and then we taped it closed. And on the tape, because I wanted to be sure nothing came out, and on the tape I wrote "shelf hard" because it was like that's what we know what this thing is, right? And then we threw that bag somewhere. I think it went into the toolbox first time, but anyway, we moved to the new moon base. We were taking the shelves that were like, okay, time to hang the shelves, and we're like, well, where did the bag of all the hardware go? Like, where did all the screws and stuff go? Because rather than take the shelf down, take the shelf hardware down, put the shelf hardware back in the shelf, and screw it back in so it's all like in one place, and then tape the hardware to the shelf on the side you don't look at. We just had it all in a bag. Because we're like, oh, it'll be fine. But of course, now we had to scramble around like looking for screws and stuff to hang everything. And 2 months after we moved into Moonbase Mark V, I found the baggie that was all of our shelf hardware.
Right.
So it's actually really a good idea to like, if you can do it while you're moving stuff. I do that with my headboard all the time. With my headboard, it was like take it off and then assemble everything, all the hardware back onto the headboard. Yes, it sucks to have to pull it all off, but I know then where all the hardware goes and how it fits.
Right.
And I was never going to mess it up ever again.
But like, yeah, the overnight bag for the move is really
It's so
like
important.
that's the tact, right? And it's not like a hotel. Imagine that you're staying in a hostel,
Oh, that's good.
right?
Yeah.
Because you need a towel, right?
Yeah.
You need your own like shampoo and soap,
It's like
Yeah.
camping.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And also be mindful of the bathing option that you're moving into because you might need to go out and buy a shower curtain because there's nothing worse than finishing moving being like, everyone's gone home, my boxes are here, I am mega sweaty and sore and I want a hot shower
Yeah.
and I can't take one because I will flood my bathroom
Yes.
because I don't have a shower curtain.
Yeah. I mean,
That
I just
sucks.
moved 2 weeks ago, and my shower solution was I had to go to an office event that night, so I moved during the day and then went to the office where I had left my bag with my suit and all my toiletries.
Yeah.
And used the office shower, which was much
There you
easier.
go.
Oh, nice.
Abandoned like my wife and roommate to their own devices.
Sounds like it's their problem.
Mm.
They managed to mostly get by.
What else? Anything else?
Something that I do every time I move, and I've moved a lot, is when I pick my place, I find the closest place that does delivery.
Yeah.
And I get their menu. That way I just have it for the first night. I don't have to worry about cooking dinner. I can just call a number and they will bring me dinner.
Yeah,
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
that's good stuff.
Food costs like the week and a half on either side of moving are definitely
Yeah.
increased.
Oh yeah.
Throw some snacks in that overnight bag
Mhm.
though, for sure, just in case, because that would be like the worst case situation is you're like legit don't have food.
Yeah, you don't finish until like in Victoria if you finished moving after 9 p.m. and suddenly there's no takeout available,
It's
Yeah.
buck
right?
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, Victoria.
so yeah,
I miss late night
small
shopping.
boxes for books.
Yeah.
You- even if you have many strapping friends who can haul heavy weights, make it easy. And also, if your friends are helping you move, not everyone is necessarily going to want to haul boxes, but some people will be very good at unpacking boxes.
Yeah.
And
Some
that's
people like to clean too.
yeah. Some people
Yeah.
like to clean, and those are all very important things, right?
Not me, my roommate. I hate cleaning.
There's also traffic and, somebody just doing directions, traffic control. If you're the one moving, odds are good you need to be like giving direction to everyone else.
Because I don't know where anybody's stuff goes. If I'm
Yeah.
carrying a box, like tell me where I'm supposed to put this.
Unless you've properly labeled the boxes beforehand.
Who's that? That's true.
If it's into a larger space, and at this point you're at the point where you have too much stuff because, say, I don't know, you have too many books, your spouse has too many books, and you moved out of the house in the suburbs at the same time as your father, and you have half a suburban home. Color-coded like tape for this is up, upstairs, downstairs, storage, kitchen,
Yeah.
so that you don't have to give like directions for every box. Just like if it's green, it goes in that pile.
Yeah.
Fun fact, that's what they do at PAX, because I've seen behind the scenes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.